sit with your favorite cross. If you don't have one, then good for you. All right. This is the official beginning of the class. Lean forward, reach back, and move the flesh away from your buttock bones. So not just out to the side, but back. So you're kind of scooting the flesh on the front of the sitting bones, the flesh that's closest to the thigh side, back, okay? And then sit down. If you need to support your knees, this is my favorite way of doing that. Okay, and then hands back behind you. See if you can feel your center of gravity. We all have a side that we tend to sit on more firmly than the other. So the lighter side, you may have to come forward again and do it again. Bring that flesh back and a bit out to the side. And then connect the mind to the base. Have that, that one-pointedness, ekatatva, that one-pointedness focus, concentration. Look a little bit, your eyes, just a little bit beyond your horizon. You've already taken the hands back, right? And roll the very, very outer corner of your shoulders back. Lift the trunk up. Lift your back. Lift your front. And then when you take the hands to the heart, you should feel the back body, the trapezium, descending down. The front of the trunk continues to lift, and let the trapezium descend downward. The skin on your back go down, the skin on your front lifts up. Look straight ahead, then close your eyes. You can remove your glasses. Be steady there and cultivate that state of mind that is needed to practice yoga. Be with yourself completely. Letting go of any external thoughts, extraneous thoughts that don't pertain to this moment. Allow the shape of your body and the movement of your breath bring you to that state of mind that is required. And then your choice, either joining me or remaining quiet within. Maintain that extension of the spine upward, chest up, shoulders down as you bow your head towards your practice. And then release your hands up. Slowly lift the head up and open the eyes. Okay, so I'm not that I'm going to do it every time, but I've come up with a title all on my own for this class, and I've called it Ringing Out the Old, right? So we're going to do some twists that, basically ring out, it's a digestive issue with perhaps, in my case, eating some things that I don't normally eat, and my digestion was a little off the last few days. So today we're just gonna try to wring it out and bring out the old and bring in the new. So some of you are already here and have your setup, but the first pose is Utthita Mrityasana. So it's standing Mrityasana. So I have here sticky mat, chair, 2 blocks, 1 flat, 1 on its second height. I just, for security's sake, I just have some old pieces of cut up sticky mat. If you happen to have an old sticky mat that's worn, it's outworn, you could cut it up and you have little pieces of sticky mat that come in very handy. And then the second block is higher. So the block on the floor is flat, and I'm going to step up with, I'll show you on the right side because I'm going to turn away from you, so it won't really matter. So then I bring the right foot up to that tall, that second height of the brick, and my hip is maybe 2 inches away from the wall. So I'm standing up nice and tall. I press this, I keep this thigh back, I pull the hamstring up to the buttock, and then I reach up for Urdhva Hasta. And now as I turn, I bring this left forearm along the inside of the right thigh, near the knee, and I don't allow this knee to move, but I keep it firm and turn my back ribs on around. I'm churning the abdomen from left to right. I kind of scrape, if I had my rope wall here, I don't think Bob's in the class today, but if you had a rope wall, you could pull on a rope here, but lift the anterior spine up the wall. Even look up and then turn your head and look to the right with your left eye. Keep pressing down into that brick that's at the foot that's in the wall, and give a good turning action, turning those ribs. The point of the bent knee is the knee that's closest to the wall. Did I make that clear? The bent knee should be the one is closest to the wall. Yeah, I see some people, yeah. So the bent knee is at the, so say again?
The bent knee, this seems to be too tall.
Yeah, so I was going to say that. So this is 5'7.5". That's what the height I need. So here you might only need 1 brick, or you might not need a brick at all. But the point is that your hip crease needs to be lower than your knee, or your knee has to be higher than your hip crease. Yeah, that looks okay, Lena. Yeah, so reach both arms up. Now you're standing on the bottom brick. Remember that, did I say that? The heel goes on just the heel, the ball of the foot and the toes are on the floor. And that makes for a very tall Utthita Mrityasana. Reach up with both arms. Put the right foot on the brick. Reach up with both arms and turn. So the left hand, maybe forearm, some of your forearm pushes against that knee. And Lena, it looks like your standing leg should step back maybe a couple inches. Give yourself a little bit more space, Yeah, there you go. And turn. All right, so someone, what is that? I can't think of a nut and bolt. when someone's using, so they're putting something together in the nut and the bolt. So imagine, someone's plugging in that outer left hip towards the wall, but the right hip doesn't, it's your base. What we just did on the floor in Swastikasana, your base was those sitting bones. So now your base is your hips, and those have to plug in toward each other. Roll the trapezium down and lift the anterior spine, Mike, and don't look down, but look slightly upwards. Keep the hand at chest level, that right hand at chest level. Okay, now here, come down. Here's an easy way without having to change your chair. You just take your brick. Now, you know, Lena and maybe some shorter people this may not work for them. But otherwise, you could just turn your chair around. But otherwise, you just walk around with your brick. Step on with the right foot. Step over with the left. So I'm basically in the same position. If you're shorter, this may not work, but you could try it. All right, so some of you, this standing leg, it comes forward. Keep it back. Pull up. This leg is doing the workhorse of the pose. It is the workhorse of the pose. Pull up that hamstring. So reach both arms up and then exhale and turn. Inhale, lift up, extend the spine upwards. Exhale, churn the abdomen, the ribs, the chest, more and more. Don't let your standing leg thigh come forward. Keep pressing it back, lifting up from the kneecap to the buttock crease, and firm that buttock crease deeply in or forward. Use the hand against the knee, right? The back hand, which is now your left hand, it can reach, it can help you turn, it can press. But the hand that's on the knee should press into that outer knee. So you can turn in the lower abdomen and pelvis more. Okay. All right, so hopefully that got you a little warmed up. I'd love to do that twice, but I think we will definitely run out of time. So just move your support off your, sorry. Move the stuff off your, bring your chair to the wall. Now, if you have the space, your chair should be at the wall and your sticky mat's at the wall. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh yeah, you can't see my sticky mat that is the same color as the floor. Here, I'll do this. This might take time. So that purple sticky mat you see, and the chairs at the wall. So this is just chair dog. It just is kind of a nice entry into giving the spine maximum extension. So I turn the palms out and I'm holding the sides of the chair. And I start to walk back and my feet should go to the very back of the sticky mat. Okay, I keep my ears in line to my biceps and I push myself back. It's not chair uttanasana, that's coming in a minute. So press the tops of the thighs back, spread the buttock bones away from each other, push with your hands and extend the spine. Then if you say, okay, that's all I've got, I'm turning those biceps towards the ceiling, I'm sucking the triceps in and up, then you can let the head go. So it's a much easier version of downward dog. Beginning. Hips back, hips back. So that's why I wanted you to get the space. So Chaya, your legs have to walk back a lot more. Walk the legs back, walk, push, push, push. Hands forward, arms back. Suck the shoulder blades down towards your waist. Push. Push yourself away from the chair as maximally as possible. use those legs. Okay, all right, now walk up. Now I'm gonna grab my sticky mat again. Okay, watch carefully. This is shoulder girdle uttanasana. So I've got my 4-folded sticky mat. I'm gonna put it on the chair. Does everybody know where their shoulder girdle is? So I walk up, I'm maybe, 5 or 6 inches away from the chair. I lean forward and I put my shoulders on the chair. So less flexible, you walk back more. Hey, you could even have your toes up. Okay, as you start to work on it, reach for the chair legs. Okay, I walk forward and I pull myself down. So I'm still, my shoulder girdle is still on the chair. And I'm pulling myself closer to my legs. Move the buttock bones away from each other while still maintaining the feet pressing down. So we're just opening up the back of the legs. Yeah, get the shoulders by hook or by crook. You could even, Lena, you could, let's say, you're close, but you need some help, have some height. So I bend my knees, lean forward. I still have my knees bent. This is kind of security. And I just let the shoulders get on top of that blanket. That's easier. Yeah. Spread open the back of the thighs. Walk up as you are able, as you are able. Yeah, so the back, from the back of the knee, the thigh lifts up and that buttock flesh cascades downwards towards your head side. Any more you can walk up. Mike, Marsha, Kathy Lindauer, try walking up, holding probably the middle of the chair legs. Yeah, and pull your trunk closer to your legs. All right, so that's shoulder girdle. And if that's a challenge, then you're just gonna repeat that. So those of you who can go a little bit further, you'll go with C7 on that support. So I bend. So now my shoulders are not on top of the roll, they're off. And I can walk up. And look how close I can get my trunk to my legs. Because I've got something to push. So I push the shoulder blades up my back. Can you see? Here I'm not doing it. Here I'm doing it. I can still hold on to the chair legs. What was it I said last week? If your hamstrings are tight, well, the tight hamstrings, as you practice more and more that, it's a gift. It just comes naturally. You can see your kneecaps though. So you can lift the kneecap flesh up so that back of the thigh goes up to the buttock flesh. So 2 ways to do Uttanasana. Okay, now come up and just stand away from the wall. One last attempt to work on those hamstrings. So take Ardha Uttanasana. So here I am. I bend forward and I reach the hands forward so my wrists are right underneath my shoulders. Okay. Now look forward and take the anterior spine forward, draw the shoulders back, hook those outer upper arms back. towards the hips. Okay, now I keep looking forward and I walk the hands back. I never let go of this perpendicularity of the legs. I'm still looking forward, and now my ribs have made contact with my abdomen. And then I walk back more and head down. Don't let the hips go back. So some of you might just be staying in Ardha Uttanasana. Straighten the knees. Pull the buttock bones away from each other here. So Lena, I would say, you might be better off holding the sides of the chair. Something like that. Even, going up a little bit closer to the chair so those wrists are right underneath your armpits. Go forward with the anterior spine so that the spine on your backside goes into the body more. What it wants to do as we age is go out. Okay, here we go. All right, inhale and come up. Put your chair away, although some of you may find it handy, but let's see how this goes. Prasarita Padottanasana. So watch here. And gosh, I think I could probably go a little closer with my camera on this side. So hold on. Come on. Don't break the brand new iPad. I'm going a little bit closer there. Okay, so Prasarita Padottanasana with the wall. So watch how I'm going to have you do it. So I'm just going to go not to my maximum and lean forward and find the floor. Okay, then put the heels back one by one. Okay, now I reach all the way forward and that's all well and good. Okay, but what I want to do is really keep the thighs active and all of this skin, coming up and over towards the backside. So you'll come up on your balls of your feet and press the thighs back. So you can see I'm still up on my balls. I'm still going forward. Okay, now I keep the thighs, I keep the hands pressing, I keep the thighs back, and then I allow the thighs to slide down ever so slightly while keeping the buttocks back. So you're there. Keep reaching, don't let the thighs leave the wall. Move the buttocks away from, buttock bones away from each other. Yeah, it's really, really wide, Mike. Wide, 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 wide. Yeah, Prasarita wide. Yeah, forward and wide. Thighs, buttocks touching the wall. Okay, now come up to the concave. Okay, I'll do the opposite side. So walk your left hand a little bit. So here's the midline. I'm walking it just a little bit over towards the towards your right foot. And now take your right arm, reach up and grab your sacrum. Press the left hand towards the left foot and turn your shoulders, your chest. So it's a twist in Prasarita Padottanasana with the shoulder, top shoulder drawing back. Hand can be on the hip or the sacrum. Don't change the top of your thighs. In other words, don't turn from your thighs. Turn more at the waist and the lower pelvis. Yeah, top shoulder back, head back, Mike. Top shoulder back and head back. Yeah, that's it. Okay, then come back to the center. And then walk your right hand a little bit beyond center. Press those thighs. Traction that right hand towards the right foot as you turn your waist, your rib cage, your shoulders. So I'm pressing that floor big time to turn more and draw that top shoulder back. So it's sort of a parivrtta, prasarita padottanasana. Shoulder back, top shoulder back. All right. All right, now those of you who do a nice prasarita padottanasana, now please be careful. So if you can, I wouldn't recommend holding the ankles, but I'd recommend just keeping the hands in line to the feet and head down. Press the hands, lift the shoulders away from the neck. Okay, and if you don't do head down, you just take the arms forward. Still not letting the thighs, the buttock crease leave the wall. Don't let the ribs, those front ribs, drop either. Keep those up and in. Okay, and now walk forward, concave, and come up. All right, we're going to work on 2 standing twists. The first one is Parivrtta Trikonasana. You need one of your bricks. I'm going to have mine on the second tallest side, tallest way at the wall. And the brick is also a good measurement for where your feet go. So, step the legs apart. And your back foot, which will be your right, is pressing into the wall. I'm facing the wall. I draw the tailbone in and lift the front of the trunk up. Press the thighs back. Then I reach up like Urdhva Hastasana, take the trunk up, and now I'm turning that back foot in and on around. So here you are, and you have to really work that back thigh. I'm going the wrong way, sorry. So the hip that's at the wall is the back leg, right? And now I come forward. So you'll be turning to your right. You're turning your back body towards the wall. Not the hips. The hips stay squared. You should be able to set a cup of coffee, tea, whatever, on your sacrum and turn. So those of you who need, you could be up higher. I just happen to have my tall brick. You could even have 2 bricks, but this is quite nice as well. Keep the root of the back thigh back. Press it back. It has to stay hugging the bone and turn. So you're just doing regular, Mike, and I'm asking you to do revolved today. So if you face the wall and you turn, I'll do the same side you're doing now, just to show you. So I'm turning to the right. My left foot is back. My left side is along the wall, and I turn. So you're turning your ribs and your chest away from the wall towards the camera. Press the root of that back thigh back. Keep the back thigh strong. Yeah, Mike, you're still doing regular Trikonasana. I want Parivrtta Trikonasana. Parivrtta Trikonasana. So you're turning. So I don't know what happened, but if you face the wall and you turn towards your right, your left side is along the wall. I'll do it the other way so you can see. Now my right side's along the wall. Get it? There you go. Yeah. Okay, change sides the rest of you. Mike's got to try it there. Don't let the hip that's nearest the wall move one iota. Keep the top of the back thigh lifted and turn from the waist. Okay, second way. So face the wall. Press the feet, pull up, tailbone down, front of the pelvis up, reach up with both arms. And now turn towards your left. So turn the left toes completely out 90 degrees. The back toes slightly in. And now turn the back towards the wall. Don't allow the back foot to turn too much. It's your stability. Lena, if you can go any wider with the legs, it's better. A little wider. Turn. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Doug, your back hip should be much closer to the wall. Try to get that back hip to the wall. Yeah, there you go. Now, churn that abdomen, rib cage, chest, head back. Your head should touch the wall. Yeah, and if there's ever any point in this where your back's not so sure, it needs a break from it, you should sit in the chair. That might be Marsha. You can sit in the chair with a little rolled blanket, just to kind of make sure everything's okay. Punch that down, heels are as wide as the chair, sit back in your chair and go forward. The other thing that's deceptively simple and easy is just to stand in Tadasana with the feet apart and do Urdhva Hastasana and see how that takes a load off your back. Okay. All right, now, the second pose. Did everybody get a good twist on that? I'd like to repeat it, but we always run out of time. Any questions? So I saw some of you, really struggling in this pose. You could maybe work, in your own practice where you just have the chair like that. Your back leg is at the wall. You come over and you're just turning. So the elbow is in line to the front leg, and I'm just turning towards the wall. So I'm lengthening the anterior spine towards the head side. So that's just another option. Yeah, so once again, Mike, you're just doing the regular Trikonasana. I want Parivrtta Trikonasana. So if you're doing Parivrtta, your back leg is always the one at the wall. Can you see? So this is my front leg, this is my left leg, back leg at the wall, and I turn. Okay. So now, So you need the wall, and I guess I'm gonna show you like this. I'm not gonna use the sticky mat. I may have to show this a couple different times, so just watch first. So this is Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana using the chair and the wall. So you see, so I'm about standing in the middle of the chair, okay? I bend both knees. Oh, sorry. Chair seat faces the camera away from you so that you can grab, hopefully most of your chairs have this back horizontal rung. Here we go. Standing about in the middle of the chair. I bend forward. I'm standing on my right leg, my left leg goes at the wall. So I'm bending it, I catch, with it bent, I reach around and catch the top chair bar. The bottom arm reaches the bottom rung, and I turn. Okay, so I'm going to show you from the other side to see if that is more helpful, but I'm not going to have a wall behind me just so you can see. So I'm here in the middle of the chair, I bend forward, I reach around to that back chair bar, can you see? Okay, then the bottom arm catches the horizontal rung of the chair. Standing on the right leg, the left leg goes back. And there I am, Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana. Oh, the chair really helps open your chest. Turn the abdomen, turn the ribs, head back. Suck these bottom, the back leg thigh muscles to the bone. How are we gonna do it? It's easier to use the wall, of course. So as you saw me do it here, I mean, I could just do it here, right? But yeah. So I'm standing here, I bend, I reach. Okay, so now it's the, it's the leg that's closest to the chair, that goes to the wall. Yeah, I'll just stay here and you guys can work on it. So here I am not working on that back leg. So I press that heel, turn the abdomen. I can imagine that those of you with tight shoulders think that you can't reach that back chair bar. But if you do it as I suggested, bend, reach, sort of like, it's like Gomukhasana, arm. So the back of my hand is going to my spine. And then instead of going to my spine, can you see? It's just going to the chair bar. And there I am in another view. So the bottom horizontal chair rung is important. Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah. Yep. Try to straighten that back lifted leg. Or, Lena, you probably don't have two chairs, right? If you had, or, you know, that table. Why not put your foot up on that table that's in front of me? And your chair, your table is here, and your chair is here, and you put the foot up on the table. Just an idea. Okay, did we try the second side? So the leg that is closest to the chair is the one that goes on the wall. Yeah. Good, Chaya. Now turn your chest more, turn your ribs more. Yeah. And you can't reach that back, that bottom chair rung? You are. Okay, I see now. Yes, yeah. Turn, turn. Isn't that nice? So I've taken somewhat of the balance quotient out of the pose. So you can stay a while. Yeah, okay. And now release. Now so that's all the standing pose work. Take a sticky mat on your chair. Turn the chair seat towards the camera. Take half of what you might sit on for swastikasana on the floor. Half. Put that towards the back of the chair. Let's see. Half. Half. Sit on the chair, on the blanket. Take swastikasana. So let's go with the right leg in first. Now, I'm just showing you how I like to see you like this, but now I'm gonna just turn ever so slightly so you can see my back hand. So keep the edges of your feet sharp on their edges. Okay, now we'll reach up like our Urdhva, and then we'll turn, and my back arm is going to my sticky mat. Can you see? And now with my front hand, I slide that skin on the right thigh slightly forward, and I turn my back. And I lift up the anterior spine, the front of the spine. Look over your right shoulder with your left eye. Is it making sense? So let's say, this back arm is difficult. So what are you going to do? How are you going to work it so you have some help? Here's one way. Take your long strap. You loop it on the chair. So at least you have something to grab, right? So I'm just giving you some options. So here, wow, I can keep that back elbow bent and really pull the trunk on around. So my entire chest is facing away from the camera, my back faces the camera. So that's what Avi charged us with back in May when she first practiced with us. That's what she said. She said, I'm practicing with you. But she challenged us to figure out how to use the right props that help us the most and how to use them. Okay, now we're turning. Don't change the cross of your legs. So still the right leg is in. And now you got to reach up and turn towards the left. So the right hand goes to the outer left knee. Lift up the side you're turning away from, the right side in this case. It tends to sink. So lift it up. Hold wherever you can hold. I quite like that belt around the chair. I can bend that elbow And I can get that armpit chest very open. Draw the left thigh skin slightly forward and turn from that pelvic rim, abdomen, rib cage, and chest. Okay. Release the legs, just stretch them out for a bit. And now left-legged first. Parshva Swastikasana. That's the left leg in. Reach both arms up. Pressurize your feet down into the chair. Lift up, exhale, turn. Lift up that left side. Draw the right shoulder back. Look over your right shoulder with your left eye. Don't allow any listing to go on. Mike, that would be you. You're listing backwards. You know, have that in the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali calls it the pole star. The pole star is your spine. And it has to go, it has to stay centered on its axis. And then you're turning the muscles, the fascia, the everything around that centered pole star. You're still going back a little bit, Mike. Go forward with the whole trunk. Slightly forward. Not forward towards me, but yes, there you go. All right, and now release. Don't release the legs because we got to twist the other way. So your left leg is in first. Parshva Swastikasana. Reach up. And twist. So Mike, this is what I'm seeing. This is what you're doing. So keep the axis on its center. And turn. Push the back of your hand into that top of the knee and turn more. So use the arms as those organs of action. Yeah, that's better. Now your your chin has to just lift up a little bit. So each side that the side that you're turning towards, it's about that shoulder. It's about now the left shoulder. Okay. All right, and now release from that. You don't need your height on your chair, but you do need a brick of some sort, a block of some sort. Sit sideways on your chair so that your right side is along the chair back. Put your chair up. If your feet go together, great. If not, that's okay. But roll the top of the thighs inside out. So I'm leaning and I'm rolling that top of the thigh so the backs of the thighs are nice and broad. Chair Bardhajasana. So I reach up like Urdhva Hastasana again. Reach up. Exhale. Bring out the O. Turn, turn, turn. That lower abdomen, not your hips, right? You're squeezing the brick, not letting that right thigh move forward or back. Turn. Now, wait, after you've been there for a while, can you hold the chair, I call the curves of the chair, the two curves of the chair, pull down on that and lift the trunk up, get maximum extension, and then bring your right hand to the back corner of the chair and turn some more. Press down with the heel of your hand, tuck your fingers underneath the chair and turn some more. Don't forget about squeezing your brick. Once again, look over your right shoulder with your left eye. Chair Barbajasana. Lift up that anterior spine and move the posterior spine more deeply into the body. The shoulder blades moving more deeply into you. Okay, and then release, swivel on around. Sit so the left side is on the back of the chair. Reach up, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, turn. Squeeze that brick. Hold the curved part of either side of your chair, back chair bar. Pull down to lift up. And then if you think you can move the hand to the corner of the chair seat, reach the fingers underneath and pull yourself up, head back, turn. Wringing out the old. Digestively, metaphysically speaking, we're ready for something new. So, Mike, your right hand goes to that side of the chair seat. The left hand comes to the back of the chair seat. Yes, yes, there you go. Now turn more. Turn more. It's about that right shoulder. If you're doing this side, it's about the left shoulder. If you're doing the other side, I'll call it the front shoulder. Okay. Chair Barbajasana. Okay. All right, come out of that. Have the sticky mat on your chair like this, and then have probably half of what you sat on for Parshva Swastikasana. So I'm just going to put that folded blanket near towards the back of the chair, right? So because we're going to do some seated chair twists, but this is where my foot's got to go. So watch. First one is Marichasana 1. So I have to sit a little bit more forward. So my left leg is going to go straight. My right heel is going to come up on the chair. So you have to sit up on whatever height you need to bring your right heel up on the chair seat. So here we go. So I deepen the groin. So that groin has to roll in. This is the bent knee groin. It has to roll in and stay down. And I stay quite lifted. I make some contact with the trunk and those front ribs. Then I reach both arms up like I'm doing Utthita Hasta, Utthita Hasta. Then I turn into the inside of that right leg. My back hand is going to that outside of the other side of the chair. And I keep pushing that knee against that arm, the arm against the knee, and I turn more, I look up. Your hand may just be here, that's fine, but use it to help you lift up the anterior spine. So this is just the twisting version of Marichasana 1. Roll the bent knee groin in and down. And turn. Try not to let the knee go out to the side. So if you need a little bit more room, what would happen. If you need a little bit more room for your abdomen, take it. So here, I've got the foot on the edge of the chair seat, and that now there's space for the abdomen. You see the difference between this and this, but I haven't let the knee go out to the side. I stay up tall, I reach up and turn. This foot should be as if there's a floor underneath it. So it has to remain active. Press the ball of the foot as if there's a floor underneath it and turn. Okay, let's change sides. Pitch both legs out straight. Sit back up on your height. Bring the left heel to the chair seat. Sit up nice and tall. So this leg still has to do its work as if there was a floor underneath it. It has to press down and extend. Deepen that left groin now. Pull up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, turn. So you're turning to the inside of that front leg. The back hand either goes, either on the chair bar like this, or it can go to the chair seat. I've actually got mine on the hinges. Well, that's not ready, right? Okay. So you can see the back hinges. To me, especially on the floor, this is a great groin pose. It deepens the groins. Makes them open. Okay. So now we'll go back to Marichyasana 3 from the chair. So that was turning on the inside of the right leg. Now we're going to try to go to the outside of the right leg. So let's here's the beginning. Bring the right leg up. Okay, so first I'd like to see if we can just clasp the front leg. So I reach up and I just clasp the right leg and bring the right hand to the opposite side of the chair bar or the hinges like I just showed you. So I'm trying to close this gap. So churn, you can even use your hand, your back arm as help to churn the abdomen. Still the groin, that right groin is rolled in, the left groin rolls in, and that left thigh has to press down. Pull your toes back a little bit towards you. Those of you who find these challenging from the floor should really be, taking some mental notes if it's helpful. Don't let the shoulders come up, Mike. Shoulders down your back. All right, second side. Just straighten the legs out in front of you. And then bring the right leg up, left leg up, sorry. Sit up tall, straight. Inhale, reach. And now just cradle that front leg. Reach your back arm wherever it can go. Here it can press down. Here it can help you turn more. Here it helps you turn more. A little bit, keep drawing that bent thigh slightly forward. And move your trunk closer to it. Turn the abdomen, turn the abdomen. Okay, so that's probably, that's a warm up. So let's see what happens with the final pose. So right leg comes up. Okay, we're not gonna go through the stages because it doesn't work that way. Sometimes it does, but with the chair, it doesn't. So what we're gonna do is hold on to the same leg as, this is my right hand, this is my right thigh. So I'm holding on to it and turning the abdomen. My left hand is helping me turn the abdomen left to right. Then I say, can I get that armpit at the, as high up in that crease of the knee as possible. And now I turn. Press into the chair with your heel. Press through the ball of the foot to keep that straight leg. Don't let it roll out. Roll it in and now turn. So the hand can, be wherever it helps you. Back here helps me most to get it on the opposite side of the chair and turn. How's it going? Yeah, and if the first version was difficult, then you keep working on the first version. Those of you who might be having a little bit of hard time with this, toe in with your foot that's on the chair. Tuck your toes in towards the back of that straight leg. Does that make sense? Here, now you probably have to see it straight on. Oh. No, straight on. I'm sitting up. These toes tuck this way, in. See, they're kind of hooked underneath that other thigh. Might help you, might not. Okay, second side. Yeah, what I would have liked to have had is an hour and a half and done all of these on the chair and then done them on the floor. Left leg up. Okay, now I'm holding with the left hand. So I'm trying to get the back of the armpit as close to that knee as possible. Stamp down on that heel. See how my front toes, my lifted leg toes kind of roll in to touch the other thigh. Lift the anterior spine up. Turn the abdomen more and more. Keep the shoulders down. Shoulders, shoulder blades digging into your back. Okay, so Chaya, you're back at one. You're doing one again. We moved on to 3, Marichyasana 3. So that's where the elbow goes outside the knee. But maybe you already did that. Maybe you did 1 when we did. Maybe you did 3 when we did 1. Not sure. All right. Just for fun. Let's see how your twist is. I'm gonna, on purpose, turn my back to you so you could see how I'm working. Remember that brick or couple bricks that you had very early on? Put that more to the right side of the chair. I'm gonna use the wall. And the pose is Pash-asana. Pash-asana. So I'm sitting in the chair. don't know if you can see this well. I'll do it both ways, but I want you to see how I'm turning. So I'm turning towards the wall. I reach up and I hook the elbow outside the knee. Okay, and now I go down the leg, turn the abdomen as much as possible. Reach the hand down towards the floor, top hand helping me turn more. Woo. Maybe I reach the hand to the left thigh. So just something fun to try. I'll do the second side. You guys can see where this is. So I'm pretty close. I maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches away from the wall. My feet are elevated. I reach up. I turn. I bring the elbow outside the knee. I keep the knees together. And then I walk lower as I can. And I use the wall to help me turn, lower, turn. Maybe this hand goes to the floor. Maybe this hand comes around. The ultimate twisting. Okay, so you're sitting with your right side along the wall. Take the arms up, Urdhva Hasta. And now turn and get the left elbow outside the right knee. And now take some time here and elongate the spine. So if I'm here and I'm elongating the spine forward along the wall. I don't know if you can still see, but I'm going forward, out away from my hips. And then I can turn more, maybe I can walk the hand down the wall. Draw that top shoulder back. If you just touch, have the hand on the chair, on the chair is fine too. Yeah, either way, whatever works. Define ways you can work. All right, and then come up, change your chair. Just make sure you have the wall on your left side now. Sit a little bit closer to the left side of your chair. Both feet up on your brick. Sit up nice and tall. Last hard pose. Reach the arms up. Turn. First, it's just the elbow. Then can you climb down? So it's a little bit more the middle of your upper arm. Then maybe it's a little bit closer to the shoulder. Turn. Use the wall like you're kind of climbing along the wall to bring that right side closer to the wall. Good, that is just a way to work in Pashasana. Okay, now let's see. Turn your chair seat so it is about 2 feet away from the wall. Oh, if you have any lower back pain or you have chronic lower back issues, you take a roll, you fold a blanket roll, you fold it maybe not all the way, but maybe 3/4 of the way. Your heel, you sit back in your chair. The heels are just to the outside of the front chair legs. This roll goes right into the top of the thighs, and you kind of punch the middle downwards. Okay, now I reach up and I go for the wall. I'm a little close, just a little bit, 2.5 feet. Okay, now I'm using the wall to keep the base down, and I extend the trunk forward. And if that's all going good and my head is right in line with my upper arms, I get a tremendous opening in my armpits, and I go a little bit wider with my hands. If that's all going good, then I can go to the floor, look forward, reach forward, and then let the head go. You have finished with the twist. So a gentle forward extension. And if you're not good with the head dangling, please support your head. Any cervical problems, you could support the head with a bolster and a brick or something like that. Don't hold your head up. Okay. Slowly inhale and come up. Take a bolster, put it the vertical way along your sticky mat. Put 2 blankets on top of it, folded. Basically you're just making your bolster higher. So you make the blankets the length of the sticky of the bolster. Okay, now I don't like my hair to be on the sticky mat, so I'm going to open up a blanket. Put it back behind me like that. Grab a strap. This is a really gentle form of Setu Bandha that will, all this has been greatly worked and twisted and reinvigorated, right? So now you want to relax that. So you take the strap about the width of your sticky mat, maybe just a little bit smaller. Sit on the back end. This is the front end, back end of the bolster. Put your strap on at the middle of your feet. Take the feet out wide. Take the buttocks forward. Remember, it's Setu Bandha. So we're going to go through a little bit of a stage to get there. So it looks like this. So I go forward and I lie down. And right now, my trunk is supported on the bolster. I take the edges of my sticky mat, hold onto that, and tuck and roll those shoulder blades under. So now I start to curve my head. So I'm doing Dvipada. So the Dvipada chair, when we do chair Dvipada Viparita Dandasana, chair back bend over the chair, the crown of the head sometimes goes to the floor. So first I'm just going to scoot until the crown of my head, the back of my neck is alongside that bolster and blanket support, and the back crown of my head goes to the floor. There I am. So I'm holding onto those, tucking the shoulder blades under. And I wait there for a moment and I see how open is this chest and how good that feels. Okay, now I'm just going to a little bit more, but I gotta keep that opening in the chest. I curl a little bit more, but now the shoulders, my head's gonna change, and I'm gonna go to the back of my head, and I'm gonna keep that end of the bolster just a little bit in the middle of the shoulder blades. Oh, and the stupid ponytail holder. Oh, so now I'm at the middle of my shoulder blades. And I just let the shoulders go down and I reach the arms out to the side. Then extend your legs. So this is, wow. It should feel good, nice and open. Keep the shoulder blades tucked under and reach your chest away from your pelvis. away from your legs. So thighs pressing down and out. Don't let the thighs roll out. You can pull against your strap with your feet. But the shoulders just, that mine are not touching the blanket. They're just cascading downward. I can open my eyes and see the apex of the pose is my chest. And if your lower back hurts in this, just bend your knees, and you can just have the knees knocked in toward each other. You can let the shoulders roll a little bit more towards the floor. As you stay a little bit longer, you might notice the shoulders want to roll towards the floor, and that's okay. But you have to keep that lift in the shoulder blade area. Just be quiet there. This is basically a little bit of your Shavasana. Feel how open that feels. Okay, you can slide your feet off, the belt off your feet, walk your feet up to the end of your bolster, and then start sliding toward your head side. Take the back of your neck and your head away, keep elongating it away, and then gently let the buttocks come to the floor. Okay, now if you can, and it's not too much trouble, I'm tricky that way, I can just do it with my feet. I just turn my bolster sideways, across the mat, get it all the way up to the buttocks, and now put my feet in Baddha Konasana. So for a further opening on those groins, arms out to the side. This is your Shavasana. If that doesn't work for you, you can straighten the legs over that hump that is your bolster and your blankets, or you can get rid of the bolster and lie flat. In either case, be there with yourself, be quiet. Let that frontal brain descend towards the back of the brain. In all of yoga, we're working, to get little glimpses of our truest nature, our innermost self, our soul. So see here if you can bring your mind to that quiet state. And get a little glimpse of your truest nature. Groin soft, abdomen soft. Let the breathing become a little more shallow. Now take a couple of deeper, longer breaths. Inhalations and exhalations. And perhaps after your third one, roll gently towards your right side. And just kick that bolster away. Bring the knees up a little closer to your chest. Not all the way, but a little bit closer. And then with your left hand, push on the floor, the head looks towards the floor, right hand comes in, head is still down. Sit up tall in swastikasana, virasana, whatever suits you. Take a moment to observe yourself. Observe the effects of your practice. Bring your hands to your heart. And salute to your practice, to all the teachers who've come before us, to the community that is Austin Yoga Tree, in gratitude for all those things. Namaste. All right, not too bad. A little